Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, this Crawford and Bob Arum saga just doesn't seem like it's coming to an end. It just doesn't seem like it's coming to an end. It's actually getting very sour and very distasteful. I don't understand what is going on. I don't understand what Bob Arum is doing, if I'm honest with you. Like, listen, I think Bob Arum's obviously a legend. He's a great promoter. He's done great things in the sport, but I don't understand. I don't understand what he's trying to achieve by continuing to dig at Crawford. Crawford's come out and tried to salvage the situation where he's tried to say that, listen, um, Bob, we'll work it out. But Bob just seems like he's not having any of it. He just wants to keep ripping to Crawford. It's as if he doesn't want to lose any more money on Terence Crawford. I think, you know what the thing is. I think Bob Arum's losing serious money on Terence Crawford. I think, people say, well, why he's all right with Lomachenko. I don't think Lomachenko's getting paid as much as Crawford. I think Crawford's on bigger money than Lomachenko. So I think Bob Arum is losing a lot more, and I think he's losing money on Lomachenko. But I think the difference is he's not paying Lomachenko as much. I think Crawford is obviously getting paid more. Personally, I don't think Lomachenko's earning $5 million, $6 million a fight like Crawford is. And I think that's the difference. I think Bob Arum's just had enough. He's saying, I'm not promoting, I'm not losing any more money. And I think Eddie Hearn's right that Bob Arum's so old, he doesn't care. At his age, he just doesn't care. And that's what Bob Arum literally said in an interview. He goes, I'm not having it. I'm not losing any more money on Terence Crawford. I don't care what his camp says and what they say. He's not having it. He's getting stuck in. I've not seen anything like it. And I just think this really, if that's the case, why don't Bob Arum just release Terence Crawford? He should just release him, because it clearly is not working. It clearly, Bob's not happy. He's losing money. I think also it was down to the fact that something to do with the Brook fight where Terence Crawford didn't sign the contract, and Bob couldn't promote the fight or some shenanigans like that. But whatever it is, it's not a good look, is it? It's not good that your promoter's slamming you out in public. We've seen this before with Canelo and Oscar, and we saw how that ended up. And this, to me, is going down the same route, if I'm totally honest with you. I don't think this is a good look for Bob Arum and Terence Crawford. But the difference is Oscar was at least trying to salvage the relationship with Canelo. Bob doesn't seem like he cares. And Terence Crawford was the fighter. Terence Crawford was the one that was trying to salvage the relationship. But Bob Arum's the one that's actually making things worse by saying, I don't care. I'm not losing any more money on this guy. I've lost so much money on him. So I don't know what happens here, because if Terence Crawford's got a contract with Bob Arum to next October, and Bob Arum's the one that's trying to break that contract or whatever, Bob Arum may have to pay Terence Crawford out. He may have to pay Terence Crawford out and then release. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know whether they're just having a back and forth, or this is real serious in the sense that, Bob Arum is serious about not promoting Terence Crawford because he's losing money anymore. I don't know. Obviously, only Bob and the Terence Crawford's team and those guys know what's happening. But it doesn't look good when, they're both slamming each other in public. Terence Crawford's not the type of guy to come out and say disrespectful things about Bob Arum. But Bob Arum is clearly not happy with the amount he's losing money-wise. So I don't know what's going to happen. Surely, if Bob can't deliver... And I think the contract that Crawford's got with Bob is till October. So surely if Bob can't deliver for Crawford anymore, surely it'd just be a case where they shake hands. And it may just be a case where Bob doesn't pay Crawford out, and Crawford just says, all right, I just want to be a free agent, leave the money, whatever, we'll just become our own boss and do our own thing. Maybe that's what Crawford wants. I don't know what it is, because Crawford did say with an interview with DAZN that just release me then. And I think a lot of fans would probably want that to happen. A lot of fans would probably want Crawford to be released so he can do his own thing, so then these fights that everybody wants to see can happen. I don't know what's going on. I just find the thing really bizarre. Normally, it's the promoter that's trying to, salvage the relationship with the fighter, and it's the fighter that's trying to get away from the promoter. Here, it seems like Bob is trying to publicly say, I don't want this guy. This guy's losing me money. I want to get, I don't know. It's kind of a weird one because Bob's openly saying that he doesn't want to lose money anymore. So does that mean Bob's is basically saying that I'm not going to promote him anymore? I'm going to release him. I don't know. Is that why he's because it doesn't make sense that you would publicly come out and slam your fighter. It just doesn't make any sense. So you'd like to think behind the scenes there's something going on and Bob's not happy, and he's maybe telling his team, or maybe Bob's just the guy that comes on and gives interviews, but maybe there's actually other people behind the scene that's running the show. I know Bob's the guy that does all the talking, but Bob's good at that. But is it a case where there's somebody else that's dealing with this situation behind the scenes and it's not Bob, and Crawford's team's not the one that's negotiating with Bob? Because we know that Bob has he has a company and people, he's got employees that work for him, and we know that that he has matchmakers and he has people that work for him that sort out all these all the contract details and all these details. Bob might just be the guy that just speaks on camera, but that doesn't, because Bob did say in an interview that an article that I read that I let Todd deal with it. So I'd like to think that there's some guy called Todd that's dealing with all of this, and it's not Bob. But Bob at his age is so old where he just can't be asked with any of these shenanigans, and he's thinking, I'm losing money. I don't want to lose any more money anymore on this guy. I think that's what it is. Personally, I think that's what it is. And I think Bob's just had enough. And I think Bob's just coming out and said, forget this. I'm not losing much money on this dude. I could use that money to build a house in Beverly Hills. It's not like Bob's is short of a few quid anyway. The guy's got so much money. I'm pretty sure the guy's got so much money. So him losing a couple mil here and there, I know it's still a couple mil, but the guy's got a lot of money. He's made a lot of money over the years. He's had some really marketable fighters. We're talking about Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Foreman. He's had them all, man. He's had all the great fighters under his banner. Mayweather, De La Hoya, Pacquiao. He's had all of them under his banner. Cotto, So this isn't a guy. This isn't a guy that's short of a few quid. So I just think that, listen, for boxing's sake, I hope this gets resolved, because I want to see Crawford in there with Pacquiao, with Thurman, with Danny Garcia, with Errol Spence. We want to see these fights. And unfortunately, it feels like Terence Crawford for the last couple of years has been alienated. But let's not forget, let's not make out like Terence Crawford is is unknown to what's been going on, because Terence Crawford in 2018 signed a new deal with Top Rank. He didn't have to. He knew that Top Rank didn't have any of the top welterweight fighters, right? Maybe Bob said that he'd make those fights and maybe they were paying him good money, good sign-on. I don't know what it was. Good extension fee or whatever they were paying him, right? So Crawford just probably thought, I'll take the money, But he made that decision to extend his contract. Not, Bob might have given him an offer and said, well, I'll get you these fights. But the matter of fact is that Crawford didn't have to sign with Bob Arum. He wanted to sign with Bob Arum. So he didn't have to, not sign, but extend his deal with Bob Arum. Now, I can understand if he signed with Bob Arum and he signed a deal, he was starting off. But this is a guy that was well established at that point in 2018. And he decided to extend his contract. He could have easily gone his own way at that point. I'm pretty sure the PBC and Al Heyman would have loved to have Crawford in their stable. But he wanted to go. And the thing is with Crawford, he'd have to go with another promoter. He'd have to go with PBC or Eddie, because Crawford isn't a big enough commodity like a Canelo where he can do his own thing. He'd have to, because no one's going to say, listen, DAZN may say, well, you can fight on a fight-to-fight basis, but generally the top promoters want you to be signed to them for a period of time. They want you to have a contract with them where it lasts 3-4 years, so they've got control of you in the sense whether you're under their banner. They can say that you're a PBC fighter, because Canelo's not a PBC fighter. Canelo's not a matchroom fighter. He's got a fight-to-fight deal with. He's gonna have fight-to-fight deals with promoters. Can Crawford afford to do that? I don't think so. I don't think he's in that kind of power position. But again, he may be able to do that. He may be able to say that, I'll fight with Eddie and I'll fight with this on his own, if whoever pays him the most. Because I'm pretty sure PBC would want Terence Crawford to fight their guys. It makes a lot of financial sense for them as well, because he's one of the best welterweights in the world. So, of course, they would want him to get in the mix with their welterweights. But it doesn't really make sense for Terence Crawford to sign with anybody else if he does leave Top Rank than PBC, because Eddie Hearn's got no welterweights. Who's he got? Nobody. The two welterweights that he potentially could have, Khan and Brook, he's already fought. Crawford's already fought them. Who else has he got? Eddie Hearn ain't got anyone at welterweight. He's got young prospects coming through like Kelly, Ben, but they're not world level welterweights. So really Eddie Hearn hasn't got anyone. So signing with Eddie Hearn, the only one that really makes sense would be him signing with PBC. That's the only move that makes sense for Crawford. The only move that makes sense for Terence Bud Crawford is to sign with the PBC. But what do you guys think? What do you think with all this situation going on between Crawford and Bob? What do you think is going to be the outcome? How do you think this is going to be resolved? Do you think Crawford and Bob will work it out? Or do you think this is heading towards a termination in Crawford's going to be released? What do you think is going to happen here? Do you think this will be a good move if he gets released from Top Rank? Do you think this will be a bad move? What do you think? Leave your thoughts, and guys, remember to smash that like button. It really helps the channel, really helps the algorithm. It really helps me grow. I really appreciate all your support over the years, guys, and don't forget to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.